Okay. Hello and welcome to my final presentation. The nonprofit I chose to learn more about this semester was Over the Rainbow Butterfly Garden. I learned a lot about who they are and their goals. Their mission to have children be surrounded by magic and inspired by beauty. Most of what they do is help families who have someone in their family with developmental disabilities. They help the student who have developmental disabilities to get scholarships, as well as help them get therapy they might need or equipment they may need. They also provide in-home care to adults and children with developmental disabilities. This organization is family focused, where they believe that quality, consistent care is easily achieved when provided by the heart of a loved one. This nonprofit puts in the time to empower families to care for their members. Over the Rainbow Butterfly Garden has accomplished this all because the money they receive. They receive their money through the state of Arizona for the in-home care that they provide, as well as receive many donations from generous different people. The donations allow Over the Rainbow Butterfly Garden to facilitate the new jobs for in-home care providers. I found out through my interview that it is very hard to get consistent funding when first starting out as a nonprofit. The best thing to do is treat your nonprofit as a business. And then here's a little tip. Treat your nonprofit as a business. Over the Rainbow Butterfly Garden started in 2011, and they started their in-home care about 5 or 6 years ago. They started because the owner's son passed away. They didn't know if he had any type of developmental disabilities, but he did get some different therapies at school. Their son passed away the summer after his kindergarten year. One day, the mother and the owner now of the nonprofit ran into the son's therapist and confided in her, telling her she needed something to do. She needed to find a purpose in her life now. And the therapist said, well, why don't you do some scholarships for kids who need therapy? Like, find a way to fund that. There's nothing out there like that. And that's what sparked an interest and started this whole program. And things grew from there. Something great was started because of something bad. The mother was able to take her loss and turn it into an opportunity, and her loss then granted hope for families that wouldn't have had it. I interviewed the CEO and the president of the board, Carrie Watson. She's also the founder and the mother that I was just talking about in the story. She had no prior experience in planning events before 2011 when they started their nonprofit. I learned that you have to be able to learn new things, be adaptable and flexible. That not everything goes as planned, but from each experience, you can learn to be able to do better next time. That also comes with being able to not be afraid to fail. That is how you grow from learning from your mistakes. You want to try everything to see what works best. I used to think if what you are doing is good, why try something else? But I learned through interviewing Carrie that another avenue could be even better. So don't be afraid to change. In events, it is so important. In events, it is so important to keep on top of people. This includes the people putting on the event, as well as the people who you need to RSVP and the people who are attending the events. Not everyone is constantly, consistently thinking about the event as much as the event planner is. So it is important to send out reminders. With that, one must accept the fact that when planning events, you're going to be bothering people. I also learned through the interview process that it takes a village to accomplish an event. There are so many moving parts. There are many details uncontrollable, such as the weather, as well as controllable, such as people who you want to RSVP, the time they have to RSVP by. The biggest annual event that Over the Rainbow Butterfly Garden puts on is the superhero event. Each year, the nonprofit grew and learned, so the upcoming year, this event could be even better than the last. The event has taken place inside and outside, but it is where kids complete and compete on an obstacle course next to their favorite superhero of all time. The courses are different for each superhero, whether it's digging for something, completing an obstacle, or a lightsaber training with Jedis. There are countless superheroes that show up, just to name a few. There are Iron Man, Batman, Jack Sparrow, Spider-Man, Indiana Jones, Wonder Woman, and the list goes on. One year, the Spider-Man did gymnastics. There are also real-life superheroes such that are featured. There's firemen, medics, police officers. Other local nonprofits also come and attend to showcase how they can be superheroes in just a real-life situation and day-to-day basis. For example, paperwork, that's their superhero. You can be the superhero of paperwork. This is a great event for kids because it makes them feel valued, powerful, and important when you are so young and don't always feel that way. In the past, the superhero course have taken place at Buffalo Park, Fort Tuthill, and the Field House at NAU. Each location has its positives and their drawbacks. But every year, it has been a great turnout, and the community of Flagstaff always backs it. And it's always so fun with all the participants. The second year the event took place, and Iron Man and Batman arrived in a helicopter. When it took place at Fort Tuthill outside, it ended up being the best year yet, even though you'd never know how the weather may be. At the superhero event, kids are encouraged to find out what their real life superpower is, what makes them special, an every day-to-day task. And the main purpose is just to pump people up and make them feel good about themselves, valued and important. How can you get involved? A great question, because this is a very important organization, nonprofit in Flagstaff. You can get involved in Over the Rainbow Butterfly Garden by donating through their website, and on their website there are many avenues such as Venmo, PayPal. You can see when you go on their website. If you'd like to volunteer, you can contact them. And then on the screen, it has their number and their email, as well as their website, where you can go on their website to donate and then contact them on their website. On their website, at the very, very bottom, there is a little button you can push to fill out a little questionnaire. And that is it. Thank you all for watching my presentation. And thank you, Carrie, for letting me interview you and learn a lot about your organization.